What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Doing another simulator vlog like usual back here. Continuing on with the Pete Dye series for another Pete Dye design course, or at least in collaboration with Pete Dye. Today we are doing a course that was completed in 1997. We're still in Colorado, again going through the list of all the courses just in alphabetical order by state. So today we are playing, like you saw on screen and in the title, Gypsum Creek Golf Club in Gypsum, Colorado. Pete Dye design course. There was, I think, 5 tee box options, so we're playing the black tees, which are the furthest back tees like usual. So we're gonna give it a go. I played one round before this and it wasn't very good, so back's feeling pretty sore, swing speed's down. Hopefully we're gonna right the ship a little bit in this round, but we'll see. You guys could be in for some entertaining, pretty bad shots here, which is more than likely going to be the case. But we're going to try our best. Like always, Garmin Approach R10 behind me, Country Club Elite mat, DIY stance mat, 10x7 nets, sticking with, like always, I guess I'll just continue to mention it just in case anyone's curious and coming in for the first time, but Callaway Super Soft balls. I have these yellowish green ones, which are they're both matte, but these are the Callaway Super Soft, and I also picked up at the same time a case of their bold red Callaway Super Fast balls, also with the matte finish. I like the way they feel off the club and the texture of them, so those are, for the time being, my preferred golf balls to be using, but we're going to get into it. First hole, we have a par 4, 338 yards. Looks pretty open. Oh, we got that, never mind, I'm stand corrected. Well, this should be interesting. We either have to not hit a very good drive and come up short of this creek, or we need to really blast one and carry that creek. So I'm not a fan of laying up on the tee box off of a par 4 or par 5, so we're going to hit the driver right at it and we'll see what happens. This could be foreshadowing of how this round's going to go. If I stick this thing in the water right into that creek, first tee shot on the first hole starting in this round, that could be a sign of a pretty horrendous score coming my way. But hopefully, either, like I said, miss-hit one or absolutely blast one and we carry that water. Struck it pretty good. It's got a chance that's going to draw a little bit left. It was kind of a lower launch on it. We'll see what happens. Actually, I hit it decent too. One hop into the water, kind of what I expected. Well, there's a drop stroke. 79 yards left, up 3. So we're at 82. Plus we'll call it another 8-9 yards because we're in the rough. So right around 90, 91 or so. Gonna go choke down pitching wedge. See if I can dial up just shy of a 100-yard shot here. Popped it up into the right. Hopefully that catches the front side. All right, we'll take it. Bogey to start it off, unfortunately, into that water on the first one. The last one I also played in Colorado. I don't know what it is. I was expecting more, you know, playing into the mountains up and down a lot, but the last one had a bunch of water. They were like ponds and lakes and etc. This one so far, based on these first 2 holes, seems like a lot of streams and rivers running through, which should be interesting. Second hole, basically same exact thing here. We'll see if I learn my lesson. I need 287 up 5 to carry this. I don't think I'm going to hit that, so luckily if I hit a similar drive to that last one, it'll come up just short of that stream up there. But we'll see what happens. It just hurts. I know some people, it would be better strategic wise if I just laid up here and hit like a hybrid off the tee or an iron and laid up. That's probably why a lot of these holes are designed that way, to make it more challenging, but it kind of hurts my soul. I'm relatively an aggressive player when I'm playing both here, especially here, because I don't have the worry of actually losing balls or anything, but on course as well. kind of hurts my soul hitting an iron off of a tee box or a hybrid when I could be hitting driver on like a par 4 or par 5. That was even a little bit lower on the club face than the last one and off the heel, so that's going to be left. We'll see if we get lucky with that stream. Definitely not as much distance, but we're dry. 195 left. We're in the fairway. Up 4, so we're right at 199. Gonna go 5 iron. We'll see. Like I mentioned, my back's definitely feeling the fatigue, feeling some soreness in the lower back. So depending on how some of these shots go, if I start leaving a lot of things short, I can already tell, and as you guys can tell by some of the yardages on those shots, especially the tee box, might have to start clubbing up, or at least a half a club on some of these shots. We'll see if I can get the 5 iron there. 4 iron might be a better selection, but let's see. Didn't get all of it. It's going to be to the right. I'll see if we catch the front side of the green. That's probably only, ooh, we got a big bounce. I was going to say that's probably only about 185, 190, and that probably was without that 10-yard bounce. But we're on the green. +2 should be for a par. We'll take it. Third hole, par 3. All right. 191 down 5. So this one, kind of what I was talking about, I think I'm gonna go, that's right between a 7 and a 6 iron. I'm gonna opt for the half an extra club and go 6 iron. Usually when I'm hitting it well, right around 190, I play my 6 iron 2 on course. Only need, if my math was correct there, about 185. So even if I don't strike it 100%, we should be able to catch at least the front of the green, I would think. That was thin. That might be long, depending on the bounce. It was straight though. Yep. Rolled out more than I would have liked, but again, at least we're on the green. It'll be another par. Lower launch on that one. You can tell as soon as I hit a lot of these what's going to happen. Fourth hole, par 5. We got water on the left, or on the right rather. We're going to aim up here. It's going to be an interesting, hopefully we hit a decent tee shot, get up and over this water, and then should be an interesting second and third shot with that water running all the way up the right side of this hole. Struck it a little bit better, but hung that out pretty far right. Got a little more distance on it, but again, that was, compared to where we were aimed, that was probably 20-30 yards right. Maybe 15, I don't know. 295 left. We're in the rough, so we gotta add an extra 30 yards on top of that, so we need like 330 here. Gonna aim up the left side there. Gonna go 3 hybrid. 0% chance we get it, even within probably 30-40 yards here, but gonna try to get maybe something like 250. Again, it's gonna, whatever I hit this, the number is gonna be basically 30 yards less because we're in the rough, but basically I'm aiming for 220, what it would show up as, which would be basically 250. That's not 250. That was horrendous. That was like 180. That barely got off the ground. And it was so bad, luckily it didn't even pick it up, so we get a mulligan, free mulligan out of that. The struggle bus continues. That was at least a little bit better, but that was still a pretty horrendous shot. I also barely got off the ground. Alright, 209 there, plus you gotta add what I say, the 30 yards, so that was like 240. That might have been generous. Probably rolled out a lot because we were in the fairway, but we'll take it. Luckily with that mulligan. 86 yards left, down once, we need 85. Let's see, I've been struggling lately with these shorter pitching wedge shots. Towards the right, kind of popped it up. Hopefully that catches the front right side of the green. I don't know if it will. That might still be short. Alright, we got it there. I'm starting to second guess myself with some of these shots. The last round, I unfortunately I had 3 looks at it. I had one shot. It was a 70-yard shot over the water into a green. Put 2 of them into the water and then finally made it, but similar type of choke down pitching wedge shot. So now I'm starting to, again, second guess what I can actually do with this club, at least today. 5th hole, par 4, 391. We're somehow only 1 over. We'll aim right there, up 5 yards again. So this is going to play 5 yards shorter wherever I hit. Or maybe I'm saying that backwards. It plays longer, but wherever I hit this, because we're hitting into an upslope, it's going to take 5 yards off of it. Low launch again. That's not going to be very good. Hopefully it rolls out. That's going to fade a little bit to the right. Started straight, but that had some right side spin on it. Yep, right side of the fairway, 243. Not very good. 150 left, up 3, so we're at 153. Gonna go 9 iron. The wind's picking up out here. It's actually, compared to what it's been the past few weeks, it's like 55-ish degrees, 55 out here, but it's windier than I would have expected, so probably should have worn long sleeves. Again, kind of cold out here. Alright, let's see if we can get something nice, full, smooth 9 iron here. Heavy. Hopefully that catches the front right side of the green. Just barely. Sixth hole, par 4. Alright, 402. We're going to leave it where it is. It's pretty open, but we got that water, as you can see, in front and then running up the left side. Driver swing's out of whack today. It's funny, same thing how you feel sometimes on course. You go out there, sometimes you're feeling good, and all it takes is that first couple shots. If you really stripe one the first time off the first tee box, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the round. You know you're hitting it well, but if you go out there and you hit a couple bad ones in a row, that also kind of sets the tone, unfortunately, and sometimes it's kind of hard to battle back from some of those. Also right, but that was a better launch, and that was actually more towards the middle of the club face. Smash factor on that type of shot should be up, but it's still not going to be super far. 266, which is a little bit better, but we're looking for stock driver swings closer to 275 and obviously straighter down the middle. But 140 left, second shot, down 3, so we're at 137, plus we'll add 14-15 yards to that, so 137, 147, we need like 152. Gonna do the same thing, 9-iron again, hopefully hit it a little bit better. Alright, that was struck better. That should be right around 155-ish if I had to guess for that 9-iron. Yeah, again, it says 138, but you gotta add the extra yardage out of the rough, so we'll take the birdie. That was pretty close to what I was trying to do there. Actually a decent shot. 7th hole, par 5. 510. We're even now after that bird, luckily. It's funny how sometimes it's not your best golf, you're not swinging it particularly well, but sometimes you get lucky score-wise. Seems to be the case so far. We could very easily, and probably pretty likely, to blow up on the back 9, but at least so far, the score's not horrendous. That was really bad. Hopefully that didn't pick it up. Oh, that was like 200, 220 if I'm lucky. I almost completely topped that. 262, I don't know about that. That must have rolled out a lot. That was probably generous. That was probably a misread on top of that. That was not a good swing at all. We got lucky there. Sometimes you get lucky with the misreads both. Or sometimes the misreads you get lucky and sometimes they're not as beneficial. That one was a beneficial misread, but at least in my opinion. I guess that was possible if it rolled out, but you guys will have to go back and look at the tape. You guys could see it. If that would have had to roll out like 40 yards on the fairway. 252 left. I'm gonna go 3 hybrid. Let's see if I can run something up there. Actually struck that one decent. It's gonna fade right, but that should be in the 240-ish, 250-ish ballpark, 233. I think the rough killed it, but all right, 29 yards left, no slope. We'll add another 3 yards to it because we're in the rough, so 32 yards or so. Gonna go 56 degree. See if we can not only A, put this on the green somewhere, but 2, or B, inside that inner circle. Or just shank it right. Luckily the R10 is pretty generous with some of these chip shots because there's no putting, so hopefully that's still on the green on the right side somewhere, but yeah, that was pretty horrendous. Generous par, but we'll take it. All right, still even somehow. 8th hole, par 3, 198. Got water left. We're gonna leave it there. I'm gonna go 5-iron. Hopefully we can get it there. Hit something towards my stock yardage. Can feel the lower back getting more and more sore. Actually struck that pretty good. That should be pretty close to 200. It was even a tad thin. That might even be 205. .203. Kind of what I expected right there. Sometimes it is pretty cool, even the R10. I come to expect it because I've played so much out here, but sometimes it does surprise me how accurate it is sometimes. Ninth hole, par 4. Got a whole bunch of streams and water on this one. 359 yards. So we got a dogleg right. We're gonna aim up here way left. Give ourselves some room in case I slice one. And the way I've been hitting it lately, probably not in case I slice one, in the high likelihood that I do slice one, unless I catch one off the heel and it duck hooks left. That was one of the better swings yet. I think that had a little bit of right side spin, although this driver is draw based. That should be pretty close to where I was aimed. Yeah, 266, we'll take that. Just into the rough, only a yard or two into the rough, so unfortunately we're gonna have to add another basically 14 yards to this, but 134 down 2, so we're at 132, and then what I say, 14 yards, so 142, 146. I'm gonna go choke down 9-iron. Don't even really have to choke down that much on it based on my swing speed being down, so more of just a smooth 9 versus a full 9. You guys probably hear me say that kind of stuff a lot, but I feel like it does help, just the kind of mental gymnastics I do in the framing. I kind of think of it as the same along the lines of people always say when you have like water that you're going over on, say like a par 3, not to go up there and say, I hope I don't hit it in the water, versus flipping the kind of framing that you have and saying, I'm gonna hit it into the dry spot over here, versus more of the negative thoughts. And same thing with that, with these stronger, smoother 9-irons, instead of me saying, all right, I need to hit a hard 9 or a hard pitching wedge, etc. Maybe take a little bit extra club and go the framing of more of a smooth type shot. Not that it always works, obviously, but it's gonna be left, but I didn't strike it terribly. All right, we just caught the left side of the green there. Luckily another par. All right, on to the back 9. 10th hole, par 4. We're somehow even. I'm kind of surprised myself. I've said it a couple times now, but surprised the way I'm hitting some of these shots. We're even, but it is what it is. Gonna aim out here. See if we can just get something similar to that last one. That was probably the best driver swing I've had yet. See if I can get another shot similar to that. That last one I set up a little bit, aimed further right. See if I do that again, if that has a similar result. That one was left, but also struck decent. That should be probably 260, 265 maybe, depending on the slope. 265 on the dot. .168 left, down 1, so we're at 167, plus we'll add another 17, 18 yards because we're in the rough, so 167, 187, what am I doing? If I can do math here. 167, 177, and then we're at like 185, 184, 185. I'm gonna go smooth 6, take the half an extra club, and just double checking the water. Looks like we're all right, so smooth 6 here. Gonna take a little bit off of my regular 190 yard stock 6. right. Not the best contact on that. Hopefully it catches the front right side. Nope, short right. Kind of expected that. That was probably pretty accurate. Again, it says 150, but you gotta add what we were talking about with the shortages out of the rough. So, in any event, 20 yards left. I'm just gonna go 60 degree. Hopefully, bare minimum, we catch the green here and then put it within that inner circle. Feel the weather starting to turn a little bit. Definitely supposed to be some rain coming up, so hopefully we get through this back nine before the rain comes. Hit it decent, but straight up and over the net. At least I know where that is. 20 yards on the dot, we'll take that. I guess I'll get that after. Switch to another ball here. Brand new, I would say shiny, but these aren't shiny, but brand new Callaway Super Soft. We'll see if we get some better shots because of it. All right, 11th hole, we're still even, par 4, 385. We're gonna aim, because of that water on the left, gonna aim up the right side. Let's see. Compared to that ball, I don't know how many shots at this point I've taken with that ball, but brand new one here. See if we get a little more pop out of a fresh ball out of the sleeve. Aims right, and that's gonna go even further right. I sliced that. Did feel like there was a little extra pop off that club though. Probably a little generous. I think maybe that was a slight misread on the side spin. That was pretty far right. Just has us right side of the fairway, but we'll take it. 124, down 1. So we're at 123, gonna go pitching wedge. Heavy and left. Hopefully that catches the front left side. I pulled that pretty far. Definitely the left side. As you guys saw, I'm kind of backed off of it. I had too much club. I had almost a full club. I took a little bit off of it, and even that probably should have took a little more because it still came up a little bit long, but got the green. So 12th hole, par 3, 203 up 3. So we're at 206. I think this time I'm gonna go 4 iron. I could probably, like I was talking about, muscle up a 5, but generally speaking, that's not the best route to take when I can just grab the extra club with the 4 iron. A little bit thin, kind of low and to the right. Should be enough though to at least catch the front side, depending on how it plays. Oh, just short. I think the rough killed that rollout. We only needed an extra like couple yards on that, but not the best strike, so that was probably about right. 14 yards left. We'll add another 2 because we're in the rough, so 16. Just gonna go 60 degree. Pushed it a tad right. That might be a little long as well, but yeah, a few yards long. Bogey. 13th hole, par 5. Man, that wind is starting to get chilly out here. 489. Dogleg right. Gonna aim up here. Please don't pick it up. That was so bad. That was like 150 yards straight down into the dirt left. There, we got lucky. You could argue, and I would probably agree with you, that's not really fair, and my score should be worse, and I would agree. But sometimes like that, like I mentioned, sometimes the shots are so bad, the R10 has a bad time or a hard time picking them up. So luckily, or unluckily, I guess, that was the case on that one. Horrendous shot. That was better. Probably about 260, 265 up the right side, maybe. Ooh, I don't know about that. That might have been a misread on top of a misread, but I had it 237 up the left. That one felt like it was going right, but it is what it is. That's probably about fair considering I got a second chance at that tee shot. All right, 269 left. No shot we get it there, considering we need 269 to the hole plus basically another 30 yards on top of that. But gonna try to again run the 3 hybrid up there. That might be another one of those that was so bad it might not even pick up. I don't even know if that made it to the net before it hit the ground. Yep. Well, I actually made contact, but that's going to be pretty far right. That should be like 20 yards to the right. Not sure if it was or not. Only 168. You got to add basically 30 yards to that, so even that was still under 200 yards. It was about 50 yards less than what I would expect out of that club when I hit it well. So, all things considered, luckily we were in the middle of the fairway, but still pretty bad. 104 left, up 4, so we're at 108. Going pitching wedge. Crawling to the finish line here with this round. That was really thin. That's got to get down. That's probably going to be long left. Yep, off the green, off the back left. 16 yards, down 1, so it's going to roll out a little bit when it hits, and then we'll add another basically 2 yards because we're in the rough, so 15. Let me need like 17. Going 60 degree. Popped it up, but that should be decent. Didn't need a whole lot. Hopefully front side of that inner circle. +1, par. 14th hole, par 4. 377 with trees all over the place. So we're going to take this line right there. Hopefully start it on this line and then turn one over a little bit to the left. Not that I can shape shots really, especially not on command. Have a hard enough time just hitting them straight when I'm trying to do that, but that's the goal. Better contact, but still right. Swing speed's getting slower and slower. That's probably only 250-ish, 259. All right, 152 left. Still a bunch of trees all over the place. Up one, so we're at 153. Gonna go 9 iron. Heavy and left, that's going to be short left. Hopefully front side of the green, but I don't think it will. I caught a good amount of the mat on that. Yep, short left. $19 yards left, down 1. This time I think I'm going to go soft 56. Basically take off a little bit of my regular 30-yard shot. Or just completely skull it. That's another one so bad it might not even pick up. If it did, hopefully we got lucky. +2. I didn't see where it was on the green, but oh man, that was bad. Going from bad to worse here, folks. 15th hole, par 5. We're 2 over now. 565. I am right through there, through those trees. Wish I could figure out, I'm thinking, I get a good amount of steps, a lot more than I used to when the phone was directly across from me, Home T Hero, that's running it. I get a good amount of steps here, going back and forth now to where the phone's set up with the TikTok live stream and whatnot. I wish I could figure out a better setup to where I could see the phone without having to walk as far, but that was actually hit decent. That should be pretty straight. That might be 270 towards the middle where we were aimed. That was off the middle of the club face. Nope, 250. I don't know if we caught a tree maybe. That one felt decent. It was definitely slower, considering my back fatigue and whatnot, than like a usual shot. But that one felt decent. Either way, at least we're in the middle. 316 left, gonna go 3 hybrid. Possibly a slight misread there too. That one, again, if you guys are kind of analytic people, that one felt like that was off the middle of the club face and straight. The smash factor on something like that should have been up, so maybe Garmin didn't quite read it that way. I would think that one would have been a little bit further compared to some of the other ones we got a little more distance out of when I felt like I didn't hit it as good. But pulled it left, at least to start that way. Usually these fade. Got some club behind it, but it's not going to be great. 229, most likely through that tree or at least into the rough, which stopped it. We got 91 yards left, up 3, so we're at 94. Plus we'll call it another 10 yards on top of that because we're in the rough, so 104. Going pitch and wedge. Obviously, I call out all my clubs before I hit them, just so you guys know what I'm hitting, and so I have something to talk about back here. But I'm thinking, if you guys have watched a good amount of these videos, you probably know what club I'm going to hit even before I say it. For those loyal viewers, I probably don't even have to say it, but heavy and left. All right, are we right under this tree? 32 yards, 4 yards up, so we're at 36, plus we'll add another 4 yards to it, so we're right at 40. I'm gonna go 52 degree. I don't know what's gonna happen here with this tree. Sometimes it's tough when you're either right next to it or right below it or etc. It goes transparent like you're seeing, so I don't really know where we are in relation to that tree, but I'm just gonna try to hit a little bit off of a 50-yard shot and see what happens. It's the best we can do. Or just thin it. That was a skull job right there. I think we got lucky. 25 yards, that was definitely longer than that, so I'm assuming the tree slowed it down and that kind of worked to our favor. 16th hole, par 4. 3 holes left. 384, down 11 yards this time, so let's see if I can actually hit one 270 and it'll actually go like 281. A little low on the club face, further towards the heel, not directly off the heel, but not great. 264, but in reality that was like 253. All right, 134 left, up 3, so we're at 137. I'm gonna try going full pitching wedge. Would probably be a better idea going soft 9, but let's see if I can get this pitching wedge to about 135, 140. That's gonna be long. That's gonna be long left. That was thin. At least we caught the green though. All right, 2 holes left, 17th hole, par 3. What do we got for yardage? 164, down 47 yards. This might be, in fact, the biggest downslope I've ever seen. Probably on almost any hole, definitely on a par 3. 47 yards of downslope is ridiculous. So this turns a 164 yard shot basically into a 115 yard shot, which is pretty nuts. So I guess pitching wedge is what we're gonna do. I actually, like I said, I've never hit something like this, so let's actually hope that it actually takes the 47 yards off, because there's no shot, if it even plays a little bit in between there's no shot I get a pitching wedge to 164. So yeah, I guess smooth pitching wedge it is. I don't know if that was quite 115. Hopefully that catches the front side. Nope. I caught the end of that though. That thing fell so far out of the sky. I didn't put enough on that. Alright, now we're out of the bunker. So who knows how this is going to play. Like I've explained, it says 20%, but it definitely plays longer, especially around the green. So we got 29 yards down 2, which is 27. And then 20% would be, we'll call it 5-6 yards. I think I'm going to need at least 10 or 15. So 10 would be 37, 15 would be just over 40. I'm going to go 52 degree and just take a little bit off of my regular 50-yard shot and see what happens. Popped it up a little bit to the left, but that should at least be on the green, I would think, depending on how it plays out of the sand. Alright, we're on. Appreciate the likes. Final hole here, folks. 18th, par 4. Dogleg right, down 12 yards. That 47 downslope was crazy. That must have been on the very top of like a mountain, hitting way down. I've seen those on video, and they seem pretty cool. I've never done that in real life, so it's kind of hard to wrap my head around what that would look like. But we're gonna go right there, see if we can finish this round off with a halfway decent drive. Or just low and left off the heel. That'll probably read, but that was close to bad enough where it wouldn't. And it didn't pick it up. Again, very bittersweet when that happens. That means I'm hitting them so poorly. The R10 has a hard time reading it, but at least I get a second chance at it. It's gonna be pretty far right, but at least that should register. Oh, into the water. And we drop a stroke on the 18th. 200 yards left, down 1, and then we'll add at least 20 yards to it. So we're right around 220. I'm gonna aim left side of the green. I'm gonna go 5 hybrid. Let's see if I can get 220 out of this when I usually play it to about 220, 230. So need that lower range of this, even if I hit it decent based on my swing speed right now. A little bit thin. It's gonna fade right. I don't know if I got 220 out of it. That might still be a tad short, but hopefully it catches the front side. Nope, there's a bunker. Alright, let's see if we can dial in this yardage again. So, 35 yards, 20% would be 7. I think it's gonna play at least 14, if not 21. So, 14 yards would be 49. Could possibly be closer to 55, so I'm gonna split the difference and go right around 50 yards, just over, with my 52 degree, if I can. Pulled it a tad left, but that should be in the ballpark. Alright, we're on. we made it. So, and somehow we're in the 70s. From Gypsum Creek Golf Club, again in Gypsum, Colorado. Pete Dye design course completed in 1997. We ended up with a 6 over 78, so all things considered, not horrendous. We played pretty well actually on the front, had a decent start to the back, but then we kind of fell apart there. 36 on the front, 42 on the back. We hit 7 out of 14 fairways, so right at the bare minimum of the 50% we try to hit. Same thing with greens and regulation, right at 50% with 9 out of 18, and then 32 putts. Not the best there, but still under 2 putts a hole. Again, obviously no putting here, so the goal with these stats, as you've heard me say a lot of times, I want to be closer to 75% for both the fairways and the greens and regulation, and then ideally closer to 1.5 putts per hole with the chipping. So not the worst, not the best. Honestly, pretty generous score based on how I feel like I played. There was probably at least 5, if not 10 misreads there, so it could have easily been a bunch of extra strokes there if Garmin actually picked up some of those really horrendous shots, but luckily it didn't. We got some free mulligans out of it. It is what it is. Live to fight another day as it starts to sprinkle a little bit. But that's what I have for another Pete Dye course. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me play a course of your choosing. Anything from your local municipal to a world famous course, just let me know the name of the course and the location in the comments and I'll respond. But that's all I have today, and I'll see you guys in the next course.